Mr. Bailey, is the golf course a needed development in Wilmore, and why?
I don't think it is. We don't have enough business in town to take care of the development. Just, the only thing it's going to accomplish maybe is some tax money, but it's not going to accommodate the people that's moving in out there.
The golf course is not a needed development. It would be an asset to Wilmore. It would generate over $300,000 a year in property tax. It will generate $500,000 in incentive for the community center. It will generate more property tax than presently is generated if all of it develops out. One of the issues in Wilmore is so much property is tax exempt. So when you can bring property into town that is paying taxes, it should be sought and gone after. A signature golf course would be one of only 2 in the state of Kentucky.
Given Wilmore's tight budget, what are some ways to generate new revenue?
The golf course would generate more revenue than any other single entity that could be developed. The other is the city has presently hired a tax firm to find the taxes that we're losing. For example, on your utility bills or on your insurance fees, many times those taxes go to the wrong city. On mine, I've pointed out several times to the auditor that my municipal tax goes to the city of Nicholasville because my agent lives in Nicholasville. It should be generated for Wilmore. So it's not a new tax, it's collecting the taxes that are already there. People that do work in Wilmore owe Wilmore taxes. If they have a business in Wilmore, even though they might pay taxes in Lexington or Nicholasville, if they generate revenue in Wilmore, then Wilmore is owed its share of that tax base. So simply collecting what is already out there would not generate new taxes, it would just generate a fair taxing. More business is always needed, but keeping the school, the Veterans Center in Wesley Village, the elementary school, we did lose the early learning village, but we're getting back Providence. The education, there's over 1,000 jobs presently being generated through education.
My opinion, we must have more business in Wilmore. If you don't have business, then you don't have people spending nothing. We need new businesses. Not old businesses we got, new business to go with it. Then more people would shop in Wilmore. But the way it is, people don't shop in Wilmore. They go to Nicholasville to shop.
With 1 fire station and a small police force, is Wilmore ready for growth when it happens?
Not right now, because they don't have enough police officers on duty each time. We need at least 2 police officers on duty each shift. And the fire department, if they keep the growth, it's going to need more. It's going to need to be bigger.
With 1 fire station and a small police force, is Wilmore ready for growth when it happens?
Yes, because growth can pay for growth. One of the advantages of more growth at the golf course development would be another fire or police station be located. We just did a collaborative effort on US 68 with the county to put another fire truck in their station. So there's already 2 stations serving Wilmore now, even though 1 is owned by the county. We have 9 police officers in Wilmore with 6,000 people. We have 2 officers on duty at all times. There are occasions to where there's not 2 there. There's occasions when there's 3 and 4 there, but we have the equivalency of 2 officers on duty at all times. You also have the backup of the Sheriff's Department and the State Police, and we have a reciprocal agreement with the City of Nicholasville. So anytime we have a call, we can have between 60 and 70 officers in an emergency in Wilmore at any time.
How can Wilmore better capitalize on ichthus?
That's a good question. We have never really capitalized on ichthus. Ichthus has operated pretty much as its own entity, bringing 20,000 people. The best move was to relocate them onto their own property out on US 68. That was a joint agreement with the City of Wilmore. We retained 32 acres and they took the 110 acres. They basically have developed the park they gave us $200,000 profit after they paid off their debt for that. So in one sense, we are benefiting from that. The other benefit is there's a huge recruitment effort for Asbury University at that site. So every time a student comes to Asbury University that came to Ichthus, there's a net benefit to Wilmore. Now, whether the businesses themselves will generate revenue, that's not very likely. That the businesses get much out of that. The gas station at the Y certainly does. The gas station in Wilmore certainly does. Fitch's certainly does. Subway certainly does. So we're already benefiting from the business from Ichthus.
I have no comment about this because, you know, I haven't checked into the Ichthus problem out there because I don't attend it. I probably won't attend it. But, you know, it may be a good thing for the community. I don't know. I just haven't looked into it yet.
With the Jesmond Early Learning Village out of Wilmore and the Providence School moving in, how do you feel about dealing with a different school population?
Well, I think it's a great thing, you know, for the kids to get their education. If their school where they're not big enough, then this is a good idea for the kids to come in this school. I'm all for education.
I share the same opinion of Mr. Bailey. Education is the most urgent need in any community, and opportunities for education should be given to all populations. My granddaughter is a graduate of Providence. If it wasn't for Providence, I have a granddaughter that wouldn't have graduated from high school. So I know, and Denise Bailey is the principal, I know the quality of the education that can come from troubled kids. So that is very important, and to not have an empty building sitting in our town, a box that's unused and unneeded and unwanted. The other advantage is it brings 50 more jobs back to Wilmore. Those are tax-paying jobs. So again, while we do not have substantial business development in Wilmore, the education is our business. Education is what provides the jobs in Wilmore. So it's a real win-win for the county, for the city, and for the finances of the city.
Do you foresee Wilmore funding the school resource program? Why or why not?
I do not see us funding the school resource program. One is those are all Nicholasville police officers. I do not think we should subsidize Nicholasville police officers out of Wilmore. We have enough needs with our resources for our police in our town.
Well, I don't think Wilmore should fund it. I think, you know, just same as Mr. Rainwater, you know, the city of Nicholasville take care of it. But like I say, I'm for the education for the people coming in there.
You can take the last 60 seconds to wrap up your thoughts and tell voters anything that you'd like them to know.
Not much I'd like them to know at this point.
First, I want to thank the people of Wilmore for allowing me to be their mayor for nearly 35 years. It's the highest honor that a person can have is to grow up in your community. I was a fireman at 18. I worked in Parks and Recreation through college. I was a city councilman for 4 years and been a mayor for 35. It's a high honor to have that opportunity. I will continue a shared vision of working with Wilmore, Nicholasville, the county government, and the state of Kentucky, and the federal government to bring in as many resources as I can. And my experienced leadership is the difference.